Alright, alright, what's up, guys? I am back. No one's actually told me to. I am back for the week 1 team builder and battle. No one's told me to do separate videos, and I'm gonna put it to a vote. And, and until that happens, and I'm gonna put it to a vote. Until I get something where whoever puts the most for either one, I'm gonna do that. But I am here and I'm going up against Devil, and I don't actually know his team name because we all just DM'd our team names to the commissioner of this league and Discord. But I'm going up against Devil for my week 1, and his team is Cafable with Zemus, Mega Manicham, Slowbro, I almost said Crobat, I wasn't going to say that yet, Chansey, Gudra, Crobat, Gligar, Ditto, Heracross with Z moves, Gramble, and Quillfish. I'm going to go over his team members and see what the problems are with them. First up is Clefable. So he could bring like a Firenium or Fightinium or whatever. But I'm not necessarily expecting that because he needs a needs a switch into my Mega Lopunny, and that definitely could be Slowbro or Crobat. But I'm kind of expecting like either a default Crobat with Roost and like a defensive pivoting one, maybe with Rocky Helmet or Black Sludge, maybe an Iapapa or something like that. He can bring like a Nasty Plot Crobat with Sludge Bomb, Air Slash, stuff like that, or a Banded set with U-Turn. He could bring, or he could use Slowbro as his switch-in, but the problem with Slowbro is he needs it to be able to switch in on Arrow, or on Jirachi, or Talonflame, or Flygon, and Slowbro is pretty pressured to switch in on those, so I'm not necessarily expecting it to be able to be the switch in for Mega Lopunny, even though it is a very good switch in for it. So I am kind of expecting like a physically defensive Clefable. Next up is his Mega Manicham. I have absolutely no switch-ins to Mega Manicham. Besides a max defense Jirachi with max HP, I don't have any switch-ins to it, and even then, if it clicks like Jump Kick, I think I get to KO'd by it after rocks. I'm talking really fast here. Next up is his Slowbro, and like I said, he can use this thing as a switch into Mega Lopunny, and it does have Regenerator, so, even though it does have a Regenerator, it is pressured into being able to switch into all my physical threats. Next up is Chansey. I'm not really sure if this thing is coming or not, because I have Superior, I have Cobalion, I have Mega Lopunny, I have a bunch of knockoff users. Actually, I only have 2. I have my knockoff users are Seismitoad and Superior. So that's why I'm not really sure if it's coming or not. It gets access to Cell Rocks, it gets access to Wish, and so does Fable. But I could definitely see the Chansey coming if he wants to bring that for switch-ins to, like, I don't know, Mimikyu, even though I could bring like Fighting Mimikyu with Drain Punch, or my Skuntank maybe, or my Rotom Frost. Next up is Gudra. Gudra is a little bit of a problem, especially for my Superior. And you're looking at the team, and you're thinking, you're probably thinking, why are you bringing Superior? But I'll get to that when I get to the actual team, or my actual team. I'm thinking, and for Gudra, I'm thinking he doesn't really bring Sap. I'm thinking he might not bring Sap Sipper, because my only grass type, and my only grass type with viable grass type moves is Superior with Leaf Storm or Grass Nerd or Giga Drain, I guess, or uh, and that gets access to Dragon Pulse. But he could bring like an Assault Vest Gudra or maybe a Bomberry. Gudra also gets access to Gooey, and I'm not sure what the other ability is. Next up, but that's Gudra. Gets access to a lot of coverage, and he could bring physical or special. Um, I'm definitely expecting Gudra to come. Um, but then again, he might not bring it because I have stuff like the Flygon, I have the Mimikyu, I have Lopunny but then again, I can just high jump kick that. But he could bring like a max defense counter set. Next up is the Crobat. This complete. I'm not really expecting it to come involved and it does hardwall my Superior, but the thing is, I have Aerodactyl and I'm bringing it. I also have the Rodent Frost, and I have Mimikyu who can do the disguise thing. I also have Seismitoad, but then again, Crobat does get access to Giga Drain, and I am expecting a Nasty Plot set, or maybe a Nasty Plot set. I also have Mega Lopunny, so Crobat's a maybe for me. Now I think about it. Next up is his Gligar. This is his only other Stealth Rocker, I think. Now his 3 Stealth Rockers are Clefable, Chansey, and the Gligar. So Gligar, I'm not sure if it's gonna come or not. He gets access to things like Roost and Toxic and Stealth Rock. Like I said, he can also have Ice Fang or Stone Edge for my Superior and Aerodactyl. He can have Sheeran for pivoting. He could have Toxic, because he can Earthquake my 2 Steel types and then Toxic everything else. Also, Ice Fang is good for my Gligar, but actually no, Gligar doesn't even get access to Ice Fang. That's Gliscor. I thought Gligar did. Gligar definitely has a good matchup. I think about it. He could also bring like a Roost Toxic set with Stealth Rocks, but then he would only have the one. He would have the one move slot Syndrome, and I can end up bringing like an Aerodactyl with sub maybe, or Superior with sub. So if something has sub and he only has Earthquake as an attacking move, then it's gonna hardball it. Next up is his Ditto. I'm extremely worried about the Ditto. I definitely think the Ditto is gonna end up coming, because if he wants to transform into my Mega Lopunny or maybe my Aerodactyl, if he transforms into Mega Lopunny, we're gonna have problems. Or if he transforms into Superior or Jirachi or Cobalion maybe, because Scar Cobalion is really good against my team, with like Hidden Power Grass or something. And next up is his hair, and if he transforms into Talonflame, that could be a little bit. We could have issues with that. Next up is his Heracross. This is his other Z mover, like I said. Scarf Heracross, I think Scarf Heracross with Moxie could do a lot of work. If he brings like Mega Horn, Close Combat, Earthquake, Stone Edge maybe, or not Stone Edge, Mega Horn, Close Combat, Earthquake, and then I don't know, Rock Tomb. Does Heracross even get Rock Tomb? I know he gets Rock Slide. But that's Heracross. If it, if he could, if he brought like a, I don't know, I was gonna say Poison Jab, but I don't even think it gets that, and it's a bug type, and I was gonna say that it could be good for Superior, and Mimikyu, and then Ghost resist Poison anyway, so it'd be neutral. Um, Next up is the Gramble. I don't really get the double single fairy type thing. I know Gramble gets access to Thunder Wave and Toxic. Well, a lot of stuff gets access to Toxic. I know it gets access to Thunder Wave and Intimidate. It can also be a Phasier with Roar. So that could be good if I brought like a Calm Mind Jirachi or a Sword Stance Cavalion, even though I don't really want to bring that because of the Ditto. And then finally is this Quillfish who gets access to Toxic Spikes and regular Spikes, and it's also another Intimidator, so that's pretty cool. Now's the time to talk about my team. First up, we have Megalopony. Return, High Jump Kick, Toxic, and Ice Punch. Toxic, he's here because I'm expecting him to bring like an Unaware Fable in case for some reason I end up getting the Ditto, or maybe I for some reason think he doesn't bring it, even though it's extremely good against me. High Jump Kick is there because High Jump Kick and Return are there because, like I said in my draft breakdown, this thing has no resistance, and Ice Punch is there for the Gligar. I just have max attack and then enough speed for a Jolly Max CB Crobat, or maybe Timid because Nasty Plot. And then the rest went into HP and defense. Next up is a Life Orb Aerodactyl with max defense with an anime nature. 252 defense is enough to take a Bullet Punch once after Stealth Rocks, and I might take two without it. I've started because he doesn't have a lot of resist. I don't even think he has a rock resist. He might not have a rock resist. Besides Medicham, but I have Aerial Ace. No, he doesn't. So that's pretty cool. Iron Tail 2-hit KOs a max defense Clefable after rocks. And then Aerial Ace is just there to make sure I don't miss. Even though I probably should have brought Wing Attack, but oh well. And then Roost is just to heal off the Life Orb damage. Next up is my Superior with an Iapapa Berry. Now, like I said, why would you bring Superior when he has a Goodra, a Crobat, and a Ditto? Now I'm thinking, if I can get rid of those, then Superior puts in work because I know that if he brings Magic Guard, then he's screwed by Leaf Storm, and and the last time I checked, I 2-hit KO'd it after rocks if he brought like a physically defensive Clefable. And then Glare is just to slow down the Ditto and the Crobat and something else. It was meant to slow down something else too. No, that's it. It was also meant to help out with the Goodra. And then Defog is there because I didn't really see the need for putting Defog on Rotom Frost, even though I probably should have put it on Rotom or for Dragon Pulse, because that would have been pretty good. And I'm doing this post-com, by the way, because I've already had the battle and I already said that in the draft breakdown. Next up is my Jirachi. Toxic, Wish, Thunderwave, and Iron Head. I know I said I didn't want to Paraflitch everyone, but but considering that he has the Chansey, and Flash Cannon would have been pretty good otherwise without the Chansey. But considering he has the Chansey, I did want to have Jirachi this was pretty considered a lot. I had U-turn, I had Flash Cannon, at one point I actually had Shadow Ball for like the Medicham. Yeah. I also considered Psyshock and Zen Headbutt, but overall I went with Iron Head because of his two fairies and the fact that Chansey is a special wall. And I have max defense here for the Mega Medicham. Next up is my Cobalion. I have a Chople Berry here just in case the Ditto transforms into the Cobalion. I have Iron Head, and without the Ditto, I would have put like a Sword Stance set here with an Expert Belt, but unfortunately he does have it. So Iron Head is for his two fairies. I have Close Combat, and then Expert Scissor is here for the I'm blinking, for the Slowbro. Without the Chansey or the Slowbro, I probably would have put like a Calm Mindset, with Flash Cannon and Focus Blast, and then I don't know, Empower Ice. I probably could have put Empower Grass here, but Empower would be HP Ice would be good for Gligar. And then finally is my choice card for Rotom Frost. I have max speed, max special attack with Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Volt Switch, and Foul Play. Foul Play is just there because I didn't really know what else to put. Volt Switch is there for pivoting, and then Bolt Beam just kind of takes care of his team. I think physically defensive Clefable gets 2 shot by Blizzard, after rocks, but I'm gonna have to be careful of the accuracy and leftovers and protect. Now let's get into the battle. I'm pretty excited to show this battle off, and this was an extremely close battle. And let's get into this. So I decide to lean off. I'm gonna turn this off. So he decides to bring the Mega Medicham, the Clefable, the Slowbro, the Gligar, the Ditto, and the Crobat. So I decide to lead off. I put this on really slow. I decide to lead off with my Rotom Frost as he leads off with Gligar. I led off with Rotom Frost just because I knew I could pivot out on anything, and if he led with Gligar, I didn't really think he would want to stay in an Blizzard. As I'm going to go ahead and make the turn 1 prediction, and I'm going to click Volt Switch. Now, he goes into Clefable, and I get the... Oh, damn it. He goes into Clefable, and I get the prediction right. Unfortunately, I accidentally hit the reset button. I'm going to put this on regular slow and see how that does. He's going to go into Clefable, so I do get the prediction right. As I'm going to go ahead and click Full Switch. I decided to go into Cobalion because I figured I'd probably end up scaring him out, because he needs this healthy for the Mega Lopunny. I figured he might bring like an Iapapa Berry and I'm gonna go ahead and click Stealth Rock. He's actually gonna click Protect, just to kind of see what I end up doing. Like if I end up going for a Sword Stance, maybe a Calm Mind. He decides to go into Gligar. If I could pause there. I just go ahead and click Iron Head. I don't want to make any crazy predictions too soon, even though I made that prediction with the Volt Switch with Rotom Frost. But I pretty much knew there was no way he was staying in. And if he did, he was a crazy person. Um, I probably shouldn't say that. He made a crazy decision. He made a crazy decision. That would have been a crazy decision, is what I meant. I decided to go for an Iron Head, um, and 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 I just switch out into Megalopony. He decides to go for the Toxic. Um, yeah, he goes for the Toxic. Unfortunately, he does. If it could pause, thank you. Um, I decide he decides to go for the Toxic, making the prediction. Maybe I go into Arrow. Maybe I go into Superior. Maybe I go back into Rotom Frost. But and that was a pretty risky prediction considering that I could have been mixed and had HB Ice. Um, but then if he did, he wouldn't have necessarily have to worry about the Gabalion. Well, maybe he still would have had to worry about it because of X-Scissor. But I decided to go into Megalopony, just kind of scouting what he wants to do. Maybe he goes for Earthquake, maybe Roost, maybe Defog. And I just click Ice Punch or Toxic. I know that Gligar has immunity, but I also know he might want to scout for the Ice Punch. And he's going to go into his Slowbro, so I decided to click Toxic, and that is amazing. Thankfully I don't miss. So we're just going to go ahead and click Trade Toxics. If he wants to go into his Clefable, maybe just to make sure this doesn't get worn down too quick, he can go into it. I think I go Superior here. I don't remember what I do. I'm just gonna let's just go ahead and see. He could really go into anything, honestly. I'd go into Jirachi because now I remember. I go into Jirachi because I know it can take anything, and I know it can wish, and I know it can heal up anything that I might want to go into, and I also know that he probably doesn't want to switch out. So I just go into Jirachi. He actually clicks Trick Room, which is honestly kind of surprising. He's gonna go and Skull Burn me. That's a little unfortunate. Actually, no, he doesn't burn me this turn. He burns me another turn. I know he burned me at some point. I just go for an Iron Head here, just because I wanted to get damage off. And I knew it can take anything, like I said. He goes for Roost, just heals off the damage. I go for another Wish, knowing I can take any Earthquakes here. And I decide to go into Rotom Frost as he sets up rocks. I just go for a Blizzard this time, considering he might stay in, considering I might Volt Switch. Unfortunately, he's not Imposter Ditto as I'm trying to pause this. That was a misgen on his part. As he's gonna go ahead and transform. I'm gonna miss Blizzard, and he's gonna transform into me. He goes for Volt Switch. That's a good play on his part. He goes back into Gligar, and I think I wish here. I switch out. I go into Arrow. I'm gonna go ahead and click Stone Edge, knowing that that he doesn't that he could switch out scouting for the Ice Fang. I don't have it, but he doesn't know that, and he's just gonna go ahead and Roost and see what I end up doing. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Superior. If it could, thank you. I'm gonna put this back on slow. He's gonna go ahead and Toxic, so he figures that so he can pretty much Roost off any damage I am doing it to him. So, and he's Life Orb Toxic, and I'm Life Orb. So if he Toxics me, then I'm gonna Strengthening Ward down between Rock's Life Orb and then Toxic. But I go into Superior, and I think I just click Knockoff here, not really knowing what he's gonna do. He could stay in. He can stay in, and I can knock off his EV Light. he can go into Crobat. He can go, and I can get rid of whatever item that has. He can go into Clefable, and I can get rid of whatever item that has. And unless it's Z move, in that case, I'm gonna know it's Z move. Or he could just sack off Mega Manicham, at which point I think I just kill with Leaf Storm. So that's my play with Superior. He's gonna go into Crobat because it just kind of walls Superior and can pivot out. I think I knock off the Life Orb. Yeah, no, I knock out the Black Sludge. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Aerodactyl, knowing I can roost off any damage he does to me. He's gonna go ahead and roost. As I think I do the same here. He's gonna go into Ditto, just kind of sacking it, knowing that it doesn't have Transform, and I'm just gonna click Aerials here. I don't want him transforming into me, and I know he's just sacking it off. Now he's gonna go into Slowbro, and I'm just gonna go Jirachi. I think this is where he burns me. Yeah, this is where. And because he doesn't want me Iron Head flinching him, he's gonna go ahead and switch out. Thankfully, because I think he might have ended up killing me there. He's gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and wish as he goes into Crobat. Because. So I'm gonna pause here. He's gonna go ahead and Nasty Plot. I figured that I probably should just sack this just because the Slowbro is already toxic. It kind of walls me. The Glider walls me. I'm weakened to the point where Mega Manicham can kill me with pretty much anything, and the Clefable has coverage for me. Excuse me. And I just kind of go for the wish in case he just kind of misses or something. As I'm gonna go ahead and go into Aerodactyl, it kind of scouting for what he wants to do. Maybe a Heat Wave. I know he can take anything. Maybe a Sludge Bomb for some reason. Maybe he goes for Roost. Maybe he goes for Air Slash. As I'm gonna actually end up clicking Thunder Wave. That was next turn. As I do end up going Aerodactyl, and he's gonna go ahead and actually Shadow Ball me, so that's a pretty cool tech. And I unfortunately missed Stone Edge. I knew that he was probably sacking this thing off, and I knew that another Shadow Ball would kill me even if I did Roost. So I'm just gonna go for a Volt Switch here, knowing that it's gonna kill. And he probably wasn't going Gligar. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Jirachi now. And I think he goes Gligar here, yeah. And I go for a Wish here. Just kind of scouting for what he wants to do. Maybe as he ends up going for Toxic. He probably expected the Rotom to come in. Yeah, he did expect the Rotom to come in because the Superior is already toxic. The Jirachi can't get toxic. The Quillian can't get toxic, and Lobady's already toxic. As I'm gonna get the Wish off into Superior, and I think I just click Leaf Storm here. Yeah. So Leaf Storm is gonna go ahead and get and two-shot the Clefable, even though I ended up missing, unfortunately. And I think I just go for another. No, I switch out here into Jirachi. As I think he goes for Wish. No, he goes for Protect. As I'm just gonna go ahead and go for an Iron Head, and just kind of going for damage. As I think, no, he just ends up flinching there. I think he probably would have went for like a Fire Blast or something, maybe a Wish. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go into Run of Frost. as he's gonna switch out into his Gligar, I knew that thing had to come in, and I knew that I could just get a kill with Blizzard if I didn't miss. Thankfully I didn't miss. And he's gonna go ahead and go into Mega Medicham now. I just decided to sack off my Rotom Frost just to um the Medicham was gonna kill me, and I couldn't kill it with anything. The Clefable could end up getting a heal off, and then it would have to hit another Blizzard. And then the Slow-Ro could just come in on a Blizzard, even though I could just Volt Switch or Thunderbolt it. But I am Choice Scarf, unfortunately. But well, it would be unfortunate versus Slowbro versus Mega Medicham. It's pretty good. And he's just gonna go ahead and kill me with a Drain Punch. He's gonna get some health back, get back to 40%. Yeah, 40%. I decided to go in Cobalion knowing that an Iron Hit is gonna kill. As he's gonna go in and go into Slow-Ro. I figured after Rock's Iron Hit and Toxic that he wouldn't be able to take an X-Scissor, but considering he's physically defensive like I expected, he is gonna take the X-Scissor. And he's gonna get the Trick Room off. Now because of this Trick Room, I'm gonna pause here. Because of this Trick Room, it has become from a 1-0 or from a 4-0, a potential 4-0 to a 1-0. Spoilers. And that's pretty unfortunate. As I'm gonna go ahead and click double X Scissor, as he's gonna bring me down to 44% with Scald. I just click X Scissor again, as he's gonna go into his Clefable, and he's gonna click, I think, the Fire Game Z. No, he clicks Moonblast. Spoilers, he has Fire Game. I decided to go into Superior. I go into Superior because this could have actually been a 1-0 or 2-0. Actually no, I should have gone to I should have gone into Superior. I say Superior because he would have clicked the Fire EMZ on my Jirachi, and he would have killed my Superior with a Fire Blast anyway. And I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly Storm as he goes for the Inferno Overdrive. I figured he just did that because he didn't want to miss. I'm gonna go ahead and take Rock's damage here. Thankfully he wasted it on the Z-move on Superior, so I can go ahead and click Iron Head. It would have been extremely unfortunate if he crit, because if it did crit, then I would have lost. He's gonna go ahead and go into his Mega Medicham now. Thankfully the Trick Room is over. He's just gonna click Drain Punch here, I think. Yeah, no, he clicks Fire Punch actually for some reason, even though I don't think it made a difference. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and finish him off with my Mega Lopunny. That's a GG to Devil, and thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below and give this video a like. Bye.